everyone, I'm J. Lenora Bressler, and welcome to the May 30, 2018 edition of the Bible, Delight in the Details. We are going to talk today about one of the most misunderstood and absolutely crazy stories in the Bible. And it comes from 2 Kings chapter 2, verses 23 to 25. Elisha and the two bears. And trust me, this is not Goldilocks and the mama and the papa and the baby bear. Elisha, if you remember, was a prophet. He was the protege of Elijah. And Elijah had been taken up in a whirlwind, by God, and the mantle, his mantle, had literally and figuratively fallen to Elisha. So Elisha was now the man of God in the territory of Israel, and he was off doing God's work. Now, we are told in 2 Kings chapter 2, 23 to 25, that Elisha was on his way to Bethel, which means literally the house of God. So he was on official business, godly business. And what happened? We are told that a group of youths began to mock him and said to him, "Go up, you bald head. Go up, you bald head." He looked behind him, and then he cursed them. Then two mother bears came out of the woods and killed 42 of these young men. And Elisha went on his way. Now, a lot of people think, holy cow, what in the world is all that about? They do not understand. They think, oh, Elisha's a bad, vindictive kind of guy. We have to look here at the Hebrew words that are being used, because only then do you really get an understanding of what's going on here. First of all, the idea that these are a bunch of young people who just are, having a little bit of fun disrespecting an elder could not be further from the truth. The word that has been translated, unfortunately, in many of the translations as lads, thereby giving the impression that these were young people, adolescents, is wrong. It's a word that actually means a man, a younger man. It was used to describe Isaac when he was 28 years old. It is oftentimes refers to young men in the military, soldiers. So we are not talking about young people who are sowing their wild oats. We are talking about people who are in the prime of their life and who are fully competent to know better. Now, then we find that they are mocking him. Here again, the word is to show great derision, to literally not see the value in. So these people are, they don't think that he's important. They don't see the value of what he's doing. Don't think of him as a man of God, or don't care. And they are mocking him. Now, what are they saying? They're telling him, go up, go up. Well, you might say, what does that mean, go up? They're telling him literally, go away, go up in the way that you claim your predecessor Elijah did. We didn't want anything to do with him, and we don't want anything to do with you. So it is absolutely an attack on what Elisha had said about another man of God, Elijah. Now then, the question is, why are they calling him bald-headed? Today, a lot of people choose to be bald-headed. Well, that's not an insult. Why would that be a big deal? Well, a couple things. In that era, baldness was associated oftentimes with leprosy. And so it was not the favored hairstyle of that era. It did have some connotations of that there was something wrong. And so to say, to accuse a man of God of literally having one of the signs or symptoms potentially of leprosy would be to say you're not really as blessed by God, as you should be. So this was the whole connotation, when you understand this, is not just lighthearted, kind of disrespect of elders. It is an egregious devaluing of the personage of a person of God, of an absolute messenger of God, and thereby a rejection of the Lord himself. Now, what did Elisha actually do? Here again, you have to understand the Hebrew words that are being used. When it says curse, it does not mean I curse you and I bring down bad stuff upon you. It simply means to remove protection and blessing. The idea here is that Elisha did not do anything himself. He simply removed the favor of God to the extent that he felt he had authority to do that by saying what you're doing is outside of the purview of God honoring. But he did not call those bears down on those men. God did that. And interestingly, who comes out? To female bears. Now, what do you know about female bears? They protect who? They protect their cubs. In the animal kingdom, there is no animal that will be more vicious to enemies and predators than a mother bear protecting her own. And in the Bible, bears are sometimes used as a metaphor for the protection of God of his own people. This is God being very, very clear to these men, making no mistake about it, that he takes it very seriously when his people, and particularly those who are his ambassadors and his spokespeople, are mistreated and made light of. He does not like that. Now, we should not be shocked by this. Remember what Jesus said to Paul on the road to Damascus? Paul, Paul, why do you persecute me? Jesus equates persecution of his people with persecution of his own person, and doesn't take too kindly to it. Nothing new, neither did God when they did that to his man Elisha. Just a little bit of perspective on that very strange and fascinating story of Elijah, the bald-headed priest, and the two bears. Not quite Goldilocks. I'm J. Lenora Bressler. Visit me on the next edition of the Bible. Delight in the details. Have a great night.